Hello everybody, this is Toni Turner and welcome to the market now as of about noon Eastern on Friday, August 24th. Well, U.S. stocks are higher today as Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said further interest rate hikes were the best way to protect the U.S. economic recovery. Powell added that the Fed's steady rate hikes were also the best way to keep job growth as strong as possible and inflation under control. Currently, there is more than a 50% chance that the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates in its September 25th and 26th meeting. So on that note, let's look at three charts that could give us some insight into the coming week. First of all, as we always do, we're going to look at our daily chart of the S&P 500 SPDR, symbol SPY. As you all know, this is the ETF that tracks our S&P 500 benchmark index and also the index that most stocks will follow. Now, as you all know, looking at this daily chart, currently the SPY is in an uptrend and has been in one since April, moving in higher lows and higher highs. Very nice uptrend we have here, especially with price hugging that upper channel line, as you see, in July and into August. Now, this past Tuesday, August 21st, right here, the SPY touched an intraday all-time high of $287.31, but then closed a few cents below that and below the January 26th all-time high, which is back here, and which came in at $286.58, or about $28.65 on the S&P 500 itself. Now, today, when I when I captured this chart, the SPY trades at $287.36, so we're 5 cents above this intraday high right here, and certainly a bit above the all-time high. So look at us. Nearby price support is down here at $284, where the 20-day moving average, the red line, is coming in. We also have more support, price support it would be, at about 280 or 2,800 on the S&P 500. More potential support here at the green line, the 50-day moving average, at $279.67. Of course, we see this lower trend line coming in here at about 267, and we have the rising, very nice, rising 200-day moving average coming in here at 271.91. So lots of potential support here in the event the S&P 500 decides to soften up a little bit here in the rest of this month or in September. We are still in an uptrend though, so you want to keep an eye on this benchmark and see if it can remain in the current uptrend. Certainly we want it to always stay above the 50-day moving average. That's a key indicator. Again, it coming in at 279 and change, and nicely above this trend line, again coming in here at about 277. So keep an eye on the SPY in the coming week, and we will see if this market can continue the longest bull market in history. Now let's go on to look at our second chart. This is the PowerShares QQQ. As you all know, this is the ETF that tracks our NASDAQ 100 index, very important index in the market. The QQQ is holding strong today, not making new highs like the SPY, but holding tough at 182.36. Now, the QQQ made an all-time closing high back here July 25th at $182. And again, when I captured this chart, $182.82, I should have said. So that could provide some resistance here for the move up that we see today, again coming in at 182.36 currently. The QQQ is trading nicely above its 20-day moving average, coming in at about 130, potential support there. We've got this trend line that's kind of moving right along with the 50-day moving average, and that trend line has crossed above the 50-day. The 50-day here is starting to simmer down a little bit, coming in at 177.89. Now it's, as I said, simmering down a little bit, not rising at quite such a steep angle, because in the month of July and August, as you can see here, the QQQ has been trading in a nice triangle but hasn't been making higher highs. So that would cause the 50-day to kind of mellow out here a little bit. The RSI here is trying to head back into overbought territory. The MACD is very quiet just above the zero line. So we will have to see here if the big momentum stocks, the ones that really rule the QQQ, like we're talking Alphabet, we're talking Facebook, which of course has gotten knocked down recently, always Apple, Amazon, that whole group, if they can remain strong, these big high momentum stocks, if they can remain strong, then the QQQ should be able to move higher. However, if they lose some of their giddy up, the Qs may have to keep consolidating here until enough buyers come in. And who knows, we may get a little softening in September. So keep an eye on the Qs and see if it can return to its all-time high that it set a couple of weeks ago, or if it needs to take a break. And obviously we want, as we do the SPY, we want the Qs to stay above, at least above their 50-day moving average. Now let's go on to our final chart for the day. This is a daily chart of the First Trust Cloud Computing ETF, the SKYY. We haven't looked at it in a while. Top components in the First Trust Cloud Computing ETF are NetApp, Amazon, CRM, VMware, OpenText, and Alphabet. And it made an all-time closing high, the green candles are what I meant, at 56.39 on July 12th. Now, it's pulled back from there, back down to the rising trend line that I caught right here. And now it's back up again. It's bounced, made a higher high recently in August, bounced back up again. Now it's once again back above its 50-day moving average, which is coming in at 54.78, and its 20-day moving average just a few cents below at 54.64. So again, when I captured this chart today, the SKYY was trading at $55.68. As I read off some of these cloud computing stocks to you, you'll recognize that a lot of them are also leaders in the NASDAQ 100, in the QQQ. So what I'm thinking of here today is, and also, excuse me, we can see support here at 53. So there's quite a bit of support here. The SKY is currently making higher lows. As long as tech in general can remain strong, I will remain bullish on the cloud computing stocks. And I may add shares of the SKYY into my portfolio in the coming week if it remains strong. Now, this is a fairly low-risk trade. You can see the 50-day moving average is moving horizontally here. It's very, very close to price here. If price continues higher next week up toward 56, again, I may buy some shares for my portfolio as long as tech remains positive. And I'm going to have a low-risk stop here of a close below the 50-day moving average, as I said, coming in at 54.78. I will keep a stop if price closes below that. I don't really want it if it closes below the 50-day. Now, some of you may want to use this trend line here, and that's coming in. Call it $54.70 if you want. You could also, if you want it looser, make a stop just below this support line at $53. So anything in here is good, but I certainly wouldn't want to stop placed below $53 for the SKYY. So keep an eye on it in the coming weeks, see if it's something you're interested in, and I may be as well. Now for the next week's coming economic reports, but first, please Join us this coming Monday, August 27th, for our next session of Toni's Market Club. We'll talk about which side of the market to trade. I'll give you a mini trading lesson, and then I'll give you stocks and ETFs that may become ripe for high potential trades. Toni's Market Club is a low-priced, high-value opportunity to learn more about the market, become a smarter trader, and make more money. Plus, we have a good time. So please join us. For those who cannot attend our live session, no problem. The recording is available just a few minutes after the session ends. For more information and to join, go to tonysmarketclub.com. And now for the coming week's economic reports. Not much going on Monday. Tuesday we have consumer confidence. Wednesday we have the GDP, gross domestic product, pending home sales, and our usual crude inventories. On Thursday, we have our usual jobless claims, our new home sales, and our usual natural gas inventories. Not much going on in the way of economic reports on Friday. Again, join us this coming Monday for Toni's Market Club. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to raise your trading skills and your trading profits. Until next week, keep green on your screen. I'm Toni Turner, and this is the Market Now.